Alrighty. Hello there, everyone. We are now back for more Anime Campaign. Last time, a bunch of my players almost got eaten by mushroom fairies. And then, off camera, DJ had a bit of a solo session for Percy, learning some important information about the island that they're on and shenanigans like that. So, give me a moment to pop back into the group call, and we will get ourselves all nice and started. Hello.
Hello.
Alright. So, is everybody here and accounted for?
Yep. Just give me 1 second to go put my wallet back with my keys, just because I just finished ordering myself some food.
Ugh. And what of the rest of y'all?
Waddle Dee joins Smash.
Alright.
Okay. Now I'm good.
So Mistiv's here, Dark's here. Snowy, are you alive?
Yeah, I'm here.
Alright, it looks like we're waiting on DJ for the second.
You said you had to go to the bathroom.
That is fair.
But I also had a horrible idea.
What is that?
And I'm kind of... So, remember how we used to have our own custom decks for Cards Against Humanity?
Yes.
So I'm kind of glad that we can't use stuff like that anymore, because I had thought I'd create one, but it's just based off my dream diary.
That would be a little too oddly specific sometimes, I feel.
Like... I mean, yeah, but... I mean, some of it would probably still be usable. I mean, it wouldn't be big by any means. Probably be way more white cards, but it'd be funny.
Just don't introduce any cards from my dream diary. Oh God.
No, I think the person who we'd not want to introduce whose dream diary would be scarier to have cards from Mary? Dennis or Kojima?
Probably Kojima, given the stuff that has almost ended up in Metal Gear 4.
Okay, Chuckle Nuts, I'm back.
Alright, welcome back.
Or
My
wait.
dream last night included my hand getting blown off.
Well,
Anyway,
it...
derailing. It is game time. No more dreams.
Or Dylan.
Alright, so, last time, all of you, except for DJ, ended up going on a mushroom hunt. And
That's what you fuckers did?
And the
I
hunters...
got burned.
And the hunters almost became the hunted as the mushrooms fought back.
Sorry, you are explaining that like Pete and or Hunter was ever truly threatened.
I was.
He was.
I got
He's
necrosis.
fine! He's fine!
He's got a
I
big ol-
sat over here rolling 3 20s last session.
Yeah, but Hunter now has a big old gaping hole in his face.
We'll fix that. It's easy. Gotta get some of that space magic on his face.
Royal
Rosalina
jelly.
isn't pure.
So yeah, those guys went off and fought some mushroom fairies. And more...
Those fairies are dead now.
Well, for now. You can never truly get rid of a fungal infection.
I pummeled one so hard it insta-died, and the other one I punched it so fast it had no clue what happened.
It was beautiful.
Didn't know what hit it.
Pete and Jihei currently.
And while y'all were having fun fighting mushrooms, Percy spent his entire day essentially in a weird museum library sort of place. Learning things.
The Historical Center.
Yeah.
Ew, learning.
I mean...
At least they didn't fight fungus.
Yeah, he didn't fight fungal fairies. He didn't
Fuck
do
you,
that.
Listen, we weren't expecting to walk into 4 mushroom fairies. But once you get to know them, they're quite fun guys.
If Pete wasn't vibrating down the street, he'd immediately just throw a stick at you.
Oh yeah, right now, currently,
That's why I posted that.
as Percy has has exited the Historical Society building. He sees...
Y'all are just vibrating.
No, it's only two of them. It is Pete on the ground in the Family Guy death position, vibrating down the road, and Jihei is just in her usual state of vibrating.
Because one of them took Quill.
He drank Quill.
Hey, I restored 5 HP, I think?
I forget what it does.
Thank goodness she's
listen,
only a kid.
I only drank it for the pass out reason, not for the health. Yeah, 5 HP. I restored 5 HP. Fine. If anything,
And
I'm
it's-
healthier than ever.
And his heart's on the verge of bursting from
And
beating at the speed of sound.
Technically, it's food too. So
No,
technically,
no,
it doubled. Nah, I know.
Because it is medicine, it is not considered food.
I still
considered
metabolize
medicine,
it, but yeah, I understand what you mean.
Basically, for Pete's effects, if it comes from the pharmacy, you do not get the double effect. If it comes from the general store or a restaurant, then you get the effect of it.
Oh yeah, he also bought knives.
So no NyQuil marinated chicken then.
He also bought a dagger, and I think it's somewhere on his person as he's basically flopping down the street.
Okay.
Is
So
he doing the worm?
no, he's just on the ground.
Sadly, it's more or less doing the it's the Dark Souls ragdoll. As it just keeps like going down the stairs.
It's the ragdoll when one of the limbs gets caught in something and then it just constantly vibrates.
I was gonna say
I've never seen that ragdoll before.
I was gonna say it's what happens when you just play Gmod.
If anything,
Yeah,
you can probably hear like
Physics.
you can probably hear like the sound you hear when you're starting to like smack something in Gmod. Not the crowbar smack, but like the actual like
The actual that. But anyway, continuing onwards with that, Percy, you have exited the building, and you see your companions just gathered around late at night in the middle of the road, and two of them are just vibrating. One you expect, the other you not really. What do you
Hunter
do?
might be dead.
And
Oh,
the
yeah.
other two are just kind of standing next to him, just watching.
And Hunter has a big old bandage on his face.
I don't even want to know. He just goes to walk right back into the library.
Oh no, you don't. No, come on.
Only
you have shit to
valid
take care of.
response.
No, this is entertaining.
No, because the thing is though, if you think about it, it's a matter of he's there for a day. He comes back and just y'all look like shit.
Not really.
The price.
The two of you
being
are
a guardian.
freaking vibrating.
Again, you're acting like that's
Look like the
problem.
shit got kicked out of you.
Okay.
That's mainly
just
Hunter.
I mean, Hunter looks like shit. Pete is vibrating unexpectedly. Satsuki and Jihei are acting within the parameters you are used to.
But still, I was just like, he doesn't even want to know.
Like I
Don't
said,
you-
the price of being a guardian.
Don't you go back in there. We have shit to take care of, and you know it.
Because if the ragdoll keeps going off, he might actually launch into space.
Also, we need to keep close eye on him before he, starts NASA in this world.
Anybody see any big rocks I can just place on his back?
We're not
Percival's
trying to kill him.
just going to freeze his feet to the ground, and by his feet, I mean his legs.
Roll me a freeze check.
It's just gonna get progressively worse.
Oh, that didn't fit. Hey, at
Now
least it wasn't a
he's
one.
flipping faster!
I was gonna say, instead of freezing his leg in place, you create a sheet of ice under him, and now
He just slips and falls,
no, he's already on the ground. He's just now frictionless.
spinning. He's just spinning.
That looks perfect!
He's like a Beyblade.
Yeah, he is now. He's now a
Let her
Beyblade
rip.
going down the road. Not very fast, mind you, but he is spinning down
Like
the
I said,
road.
this is getting progressively worse, and you know what? This is all I can ask for.
Hunter's just standing there with his hands in his pockets, just enjoying the show.
We'll get him later.
Yes.
Yeah, when he comes down from his sugar high.
Sugar
Or whatever
high.
he's on.
He took drugs.
I'm
That's
just
illegal.
gonna. Yeah, no, he's still down.
Yeah, he's still.
If anything, his spinning just slightly became faster.
He started taking off.
Like I said, he's just sliding down the road. Just.
Somebody get the helicopter meme.
But as you watch Pete just turn into a top, you
Oh, what the fuck's that gift on?
Percy, you kind of sigh and you check your phone to check what time it is, or at least kind of garner, supposedly question the time. And as far as you can tell, it is getting somewhat close to like 9 o'clock.
There we go. That's sweet.
Okay, so should we, like, go meet with these people?
Why do you have
God. Now I'm just remembering Brav's fucking gifts of just, like, 3D JPEGs of food rotate.
Oh my god. Anyway, you were saying, Ari?
Did he say velocity?
Yes.
I was saying that it is getting close to 9 o'clock, and Satsuki has suggested that maybe you should go and meet with these people that you were planning on meeting back in the morning.
Okay. Percival's gonna go retrieve Pete.
Roll me Pete retrieval?
What the? Hang on.
Alright. You managed to put up like a 3-inch high ice wall to kind of just to bump him into, and then you just kind of pick him up by the collar like a kitten. He is still kind of on the ground because he's so long, but he's at least no longer on the ground. You have never seen a guy with people so blown wide. You're not even sure if he's conscious.
Well,
Percival just sighs. He's just exasperated as he just. He's not even just pick him up by the collar. He's gonna drag him by his pant leg.
He is
I'm
wearing
being
short.
dragged. It's like, yeah,
Okay, fine. Then
Grab
by
by
his
his
fucking
ankle.
sandal.
yeah. It's like Percival. That moment where you have like a good night's sleep, and then it immediately is ruined because you had too much sleep.
I accidentally drag him over a rock.
I mean, you
What-
are
what?
dragging him over cobblestone.
Yeah, exactly.
The road,
This
Oh,
the
one
that
road
was
is
right.
cobble.
this one was
Yeah, I'm just gonna-
particularly
just-
popped up.
Alright,
Just
Pete.
gonna bat his hand with water.
I was gonna say, Pete, as you are getting essentially sandpapered on cobblestone streets, you are starting to slowly come down from your exasperatedly weird high.
If this is how weed's like, no wonder it was made legal.
It's not like that at all.
Mm.
It doesn't cause people to start vibrating.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's no drug which, turns you into a fucking Beyblade.
You ever
I
heard
believe that's just
speed?
A smoother one.
I was gonna say speed.
Speed,
There's
have
also
you heard of
crack.
it?
Which is just crystal.
Good old amphetamines.
Technically, caffeine is a drug which causes people to do shit like that.
I mean, Quill
Mostly in
is...
kids.
I mean, to be fair, Quill... What Pete took was a mixture of too much caffeine and melatonin.
And Quill.
You know, Percival, while you have me drugged like this, I'm wondering, what if I combined, like, a Sprite with it?
Are you trying to end up 10 feet under?
I freeze his mouth shut.
Roll me mouth frozen?
That's what I
That's a
rolled.
17, and I roll an 11, so I just continue mumbling as I'm waving my hands now at this rate. Just
Snowy,
like having a full conversation to myself at this
I
point.
was gonna say, Snowy, you know that feeling of welding your mouth shut with Jolly Ranchers?
Ah!
That is now Pete. His mouth is essentially welded shut until that ice decides to melt, and then that may take a while because this is magical ice.
I've never heard of that with Jolly Ranchers, but I've done that with dehydration.
Oh, I have definitely welded my mouth shut before with Jolly Ranchers, and I
Good
regret
thing
it
it
every
dissolves
time.
with saliva.
Yeah, I mean it still takes like 10 minutes.
You know, the worst part is this is gonna take a lot less time than you think, because I can just vibrate the water in the ice and heat it up.
But by
Fuck
the
you.
time that actually happens, the rest of y'all have actually arrived at the sports field, as you were told that these people would probably be gathered at. And
You're lucky Percival just didn't decide to just slug you and knock you out.
I'm honest, as like, Pete just like basically like hops back off his back. It's like, I'm honestly surprised you didn't just, grab me by the leg and instead of dragging me, just yeeted me over.
If Percival wanted to do that, he would just hand you off to Hunter.
If anything, that would probably saved us like 10 minutes.
But as you
Well, prefer that.
If you want to talk about saving time, maybe next time you don't take a drug that causes you to vibrate for an hour.
If anything, I'm now feeling well rested, hell, maybe even over rested.
No! You came down from a fucking drug high.
You're right. I feel great.
No,
Well,
you're
I
going,
can-
dude. You are going to crash.
I, first of all, feel like the exact feeling that comes from waiting into the very last minute to do a project and still somehow making an A off it.
as you guys are discussing this, you realize that you have been standing maybe about 10 feet away from like a group of people, and they've been hearing every single word you've been saying, and maybe about
No, I was saying that out of character.
No, I'm making a joke of y'all having your conversations. And I'd say more than half of them look somewhat concerned. 2 of them just look completely disinterested.
Well, a great sports drink.
Okay, we're causing a scene. Let's just go.
And Percival's going to keep Pete's mouth welded shut.
No, not gonna happen. You gotta roll again. Really? I'm
Pete
actually kind of
tries!
shocked.
Pete tries by
It's
opening
like-
his mouth, but now he just has a mouth full of ice.
Finally! No. Immediate response is crunchity munchity.
No, it's like this.
No, crunchity munchity.
Dude, you have a fucking ball of ice now locking your mouth open.
It's delicious.
You can't bite that.
You can try.
And
Dude, you have a.
Just-
It's basically the equivalent of having a fucking light bulb in your mouth.
Shh, both of you. Silence. Just
Like
move.
that, but I'm gonna just fire it back at you.
Snowy, shut up. Move on.
but
Shenanigans are taking too much.
as you guys do
It
that,
just-
and those 2 proceed to have their argument in the background, one of these 6 people that have been staring at you gets up and just bounds over to you, and she just looks so excited, and she's just like, look at that, you created ice. Is that your power?
It's like off, like behind Percival. He just like fires this ice ball out of his mouth like a cannon.
Pause everything.
No,
my
dude.
food is just getting here.
You can't.
We're not
Your
pausing.
jaw is locked open.
That 18 and my ability, I'm thinking we can.
I know,
alleviate that.
But
That
we'll deal with that.
Shenanigans.
We'll deal
that
with that in a
18
bit.
was the
Stop it.
prevent the freezing.
Yeah,
My
Snowy, we'll deal with you in a second. But Percy, you now have someone who is probably under 4 feet or under 5 feet tall. Just
It's fucking Linfon.
no, she's just staring at you with wide eyes, and just being like, "How did you do that?"
Oh, look at that. You got a fan.
Well,
First off, what's your name?
That's allowed. Silent.
but but you see that the rest of the crew, this particular one seems to have been
You didn't hear what I said though?
I was trying to figure out
What I
what you
missed.
said. Nothing.
First off, what's your name?
She's just like, "Oh, Rizome."
My name's Percival.
Satsuki.
And yes, that is related to my power. But also, do you have anything that has writing on it? Nothing particularly important.
She kind of looks like she's thinking for a second, and then she just turns around and like runs. You're surprised she's running in heels on grass, and she runs over to
That's impressive.
to someone else, and she looks like she asked for like a pen and paper or something, and this one just kind of digs into her backpack and hands it over.
Oh, question: is it pointed heels or a flat heel?
Slightly,
Because there's a difference.
slightly square. They're not quite stilettos, but they're not the big plunky heels either.
Yeah, but they're not clogs. Okay.
No.
Still impressive.
Yeah.
And she brings it over.
Yep.
I'm guessing she has something written on it,
Nope.
or just some scribbles.
It's just a pad of paper.
Okay,
And
we'll write something
pen.
on it.
All right.
Well, does she?
What are you asking her to write?
Anything, just anything.
Just the word anything.
she literally just does write the word anything.
He takes his thumb on the paper and just rubs it across it, and it's gone.
She looks just completely amazed. She's just like, ooh. Wait, how does ice make sense with erasing things? What?
Creative wordplay.
she just looks confused, and then she kind of turns to the rest of her little group, and you see them all just kind of shrug it. They're like, got nothing, man. But I will post this in the pictures and tunes for you. You see these people. Yes, one of them looks particularly weird and extra.
One of them looks like he's about to chop his own head off.
Also, I realize one of them still has her epithet showing, but oh well. She is the one that
It's
cares.
adorable.
She is the one that cares the least if you know it.
She's
Actually.
adorable.
I love her immediately.
And she just kind
She's
of
small.
yeah, she goes around and introduces you to the rest of her little band. You don't obviously they don't tell you much, but they're at least friendly enough to introduce themselves. Ow, the edge.
Okay, Percival's just gonna just snap his fingers and the ball from Pete's mouth is gone, but now he just has a mouthful of water.
Oh, that's a bad idea.
Just pouring out of his mouth.
No,
All over him.
that's a bad move. Just immediate rockets into the back of Percy's head. Just the water shoots.
You just see like these people look like
And
concerned at the antics
and-
between you two.
and Percival snaps his fingers again and it turns to snow. Oh well.
So you get hit with like a stream of snowflakes.
You
Gosh,
get hit
stop.
by a little bit of your own sleep.
It's my pizza.
Pizza.
Butter.
What about pizza?
Darkus talks about his pizza.
Yeah,
Butterscotch
cat.
trying to steal my pizza.
Cat stealing pizza. It's
But-
a very good cat
Can I have
tactic.
cheeseburger? But can I have?
But
I had to explain I had cheeseburger to my dad earlier.
anyway, as you guys continue to have your antics going on, Yasuki, one of the people here, she just kind of goes, "So, do all of you have powers, or is it just these two that clearly don't like each other?"
Every single one of us has one.
Yeah, they're cooler. He's just a dipshit, and I'm an asshole.
There's
Yeah,
the one.
some powers
That's-
more cool than others.
I was the one who took liquid cocaine earlier.
Listen, it was for a test. It said 50-50 shot, pass out and reinvigorated. I took the chances. I clearly lost.
Oh, were
Can
you
we
guys?
focus, for God's sake, please?
Oh, you guys went to the pharmacy and bought that weird sleeping medication?
Well, they
That
did.
one did.
It marketed itself as half sleep medication, half energy drink. Anyway, that's irrelevant, as Pete just, like, shucks the bottle behind him trying to hit a trash can.
Roll for
Oh,
trash.
God.
Oof.
It rebounds and
Hits.
hits you in the head.
Fuck!
Whoa,
Karma.
The
that's
most
impressive.
The most... I'm just like, fuck! My hubris!
Oh man, hubris. But
Percival just pinches his brow.
Rizome kind of goes up and just like, so you guys want to join the club? There's not many people here, but we're always looking for more. Wait, are you guys even students here?
Nope.
No.
No, we're not.
I mean...
Dang it!
Sorry, we're kind of not from around here. Out of
I'm
character.
not from around here is a massive understatement.
Out of character.
Just a
What was
couple
the
of travelers.
What was the intent into meeting with them again? Was it like find out more about the area or what? I
Find out more about the area was initially because we were trying to find more people like us
Yeah, and
in order to kind of get an idea of what's the epithet user's perspective on situations.
yeah.
I mean, you're free to ask any questions you want.
Do you know anything about what's going on with the weather around the island
The
or in the lake? I honestly forget what it is, whether it's an island or just a lake.
kind of both.
Okay.
The one with the beanie Blake kind of looks at you.
The what? The what?
The beanie. He's got a beanie on.
It's Blake.
Okay, the green one.
He
Yes.
looks depressed. Granted, he's
No, he just
probably
looks tired. He just looks tired.
He's giving us the side eye.
He's giving us the Mistiv.
Anyways,
He kind
I
of
don't know if I'm offended by that.
just looks at you and he's like, "Well, we've been trying to figure it out, and the Island Guardian's kind of been pissed off a lot lately. So
The old man.
yeah, him. Not so much the kid though. That guy is. He just kind of shrugs.
The kid exists.
That
And
he
this is coming
does.
from a kid.
He is not that. He's honestly pretty okay.
Like I said, he just exists. He's not causing problems. He's kind of just there.
we met him once. He seems like a decent enough guy, but
He shot lightning at us.
Yeah, he seems to have powers like that. He doesn't come into town often, but we've met him before.
Mainly because
calls him-
can't.
Yeah, he calls himself a concept and stays out of town because something told not to.
He can't actually go into town because of a pact, you could call it, made ages ago.
That's
Okay, ancient
Weird.
gods, crazy shit. God fucking damn it, this world's getting stupider and weirder by the minute.
I hope
What?
that's not an insult to the guy that fed us.
Percival just shoots a glare at Pete as in, like, be polite.
It's weird, I mean, home is wackier! Fuck you. Fuck you. Honestly, DJ, every single time I open my mouth, it seems today, you're hitting him.
Okay, seriously,
What the fuck?
No,
He didn't hit you.
Anyway,
He's just glaring.
he kind of looks at you and goes, well, how much do you know about the agreement with the Guardian?
Library boy, what up?
I'm now at proficiency 13, but well, I did a decent amount of reading at the historical center, that's around here, and I mostly read that. I'm avoiding saying his name, but the old man, he would actually control the weather, and originally the initial settlers and him came to an agreement where he would watch over the land still, but not exactly bother them intentionally, as long as they treated the land with respect. So I think that's pretty much where the cannot walk into town comes into play.
He kind of nods, and you kind of watch him just kind of take the paper that Rizome was still holding on to, and kind of starts. He just kind of slides his hand over the paper, and you kind of see like illustrations as he starts explaining. Like,
So also note, it's not even just the writing that Rizome had written disappeared. It was also whatever printed lines was on the paper that also got erased.
all right, but you kind of see like these moving illustrations come up as Blake kind of starts explaining. Like, it's a bit like that the stories go that the Guardian still gets to be the force of nature that he is, and this entire forest and stuff is still his hunting grounds. So sometimes we get a bad storm that passes through because, well, he's on the hunt. Now the kid isn't allowed into town because of the pact, but also somewhat a personal choice. Like, there's not actually anything binding him.
He just chooses not to.
Yeah, because his power, somewhat split off from the Guardian, is that any sort of percussive force from him causes thunder. And he's gotten close to town before in his hunting sprees, and let's just say that we've had some broken windows.
I guess that's why he's soft-spoken then.
A little bit. You are right, though. He is a nice kid.
So, essentially, what I'm getting at is somebody isn't respecting nature properly, or the much less likely possibility he's just going on a giant hunt that has been spanning months.
Centralized around that lake?
It was a joke. It's more so that somebody's just.
That sounded less sarcastic and more serious, to be honest.
I'm just gonna.
Hey, he's just fishing.
I'm just gonna lay it out here and say I don't think it's someone. I think it's something. Remember, we were sent here because of an imbalance. So it's probably something close to, I don't know, something of his destructive power fucking with his power. Never mind. You know, none of us paid attention to that library, it seems.
I didn't even go in.
You didn't go in either.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about the
other library.
The hub world, essentially.
The other library. But the redhead with glasses, she kind of takes them off to rub them a little bit first, and she's like, well, we have been trying to figure out exactly what it is that's been causing him to go like this. Given a perpetual storm tends to follow the Guardian anyway. But now, trust me, here in town I've gotten a few looks given my own powers, seeing that I may have cursed the Guardian, but I'd never met him. But we're led to believe that, well, the kid had to come from somewhere. And we're led to believe that maybe it has something to do with whatever partner the Guardian may have, and he's gotten protective. Because usually around this time of year, he would have gone down to the Southern Sea, and, well, he hasn't left the central part of the island.
Marital issues, I see.
I normally, if there was a giant storm in the way, and worry about the fact that every time I seem to go try to do something I've been failing lately, I would take a quick jog over there and see what's up, but I don't think I can handle a storm and a half.
The group of them kind of look together a bit and just like... They kind of just mumble a little bit amongst each other, and the one guy that's kind of been overall quiet, he just kind of goes...
Which one?
The one with the scythe.
Al the Edge?
Yeah.
Hot Topic Man.
That's not even Hot Topic, man.
No,
that's
that's LARPing.
That's LARPing, my man.
I was gonna say a little red over there. He kind of goes, well, let's just say that there's been some talks of there is a way of getting past him, but, well, we don't know where to start looking. And he just kind of looks at it and is like, that's also because we've been stuck in class.
I mean...
What's your idea?
Go on, Pete. You had something?
This is why I didn't do higher education. That time schedules.
Anyways.
He kind of goes, well...
What's the idea?
It's hard for us to really explain. There's apparently some artifact or something that kind of counters the Guardian, but...
If it's a Franklin badge, I'm going to throw something.
No, it is not. He kind of thinks about it.
Something can be Pete.
He thinks about it for a bit and is like,
die.
I think the fastest way for you guys to get that information is to, ironically, go see a play like a bunch of plebs.
Yes, finally! I've been meaning to go to a Broadway play.
Oh yeah, I forgot he's a theater kid.
Fuck you.
I'm guessing that one of these plays it has some historical basis to it.
Richter kind of goes, he's the one with the hat. He goes, well, my dad owns the theater, and recently it's been haunted.
Dead?
Haunted?
Oh.
Haunted.
Oh, great.
Opposite of dead. Like it's actually brought in. It's brought in more business. But,
Wait.
Phantom of the Opera, here we come.
I was about to say something along those lines. If you could give me a half second. Alright, is there organ music, weird disfigured man, crazy hot lady, constant murder attempts, a weird jump in income.
They all look at you a little bit and just like, no.
Is he on?
Are you you just kind of hear the redhead go, I think he got a little too much of that sleeping medication.
Oh no, this is normal.
I think he's just referencing another play from where we're from.
But the other guy just goes, well, so you know that we have powers, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'd assume. I've seen like 2 of them, and that's all I need to know to be assured. However, I feel
powers
like
equal true.
I feel like his is, if I even look at him the wrong way, I'm gonna feel like I have a paper cut.
Now you're just being rude.
Do you see the slicing thing he's got draped over his... I fear it's sharp!
Snowy, roll me a d20 real fast.
Pete, look me in the eye and say that again.
He's sharp!
Alright, you briefly heard the sound of, like, you know the kerchunk of a padlock? You briefly heard that, but it seems that didn't happen. But that kid is glaring you down.
See this?
No,
I'm
that
not welcome
attitude of
anywhere.
his is normal.
As a scythe user myself, shut up, Peter.
You use a
Wait, you have
guitar
a
with a
scythe?
blade duct taped to it.
It is a guitar, close enough. But
You have. Never mind.
It's not quite the axe it's supposed to be.
but anyway,
But
the one kid with the hat, he kind of gets up and
Richter.
yeah, he kind of dusts his pants off, and he's just like, well, it's just faster if you guys go, so I'll show you where it is.
You have a playbill.
What?
What?
A playbill. Summary of the play plus the information about it.
Just like, it's like a recounting of how this island was settled and
Listen,
how
I can-
Northrun came about.
That
Listen, I can
sounds
take
like
it- I can take in a lot of information in a second flat, but when I need concrete information, like actual like book.
It's a dramatization of the history of Northrun.
Fair enough.
Pete, don't worry. The four of us will handle it.
Oh yes. Oh wait, you mean the four of this isn't your sarcastic leaving me out again? Okay, cool.
But anyway, Richter kind of waves to the rest of them as you kind of just hear them go back to their idle chatter, and he leads you off to the entertainment sector. And as you are brought through there, you are eventually brought to the front of what looks like a normal, you know, theater, like somewhere where you would actually see like plays and stuff. There's a ticket booth out front and all of that, and he's just like, here we are.
I am a little light on crowns because of my terrible business decision. Wait, don't we have crowns that we still need to divide up?
Yes, Percy still has the fucking 30. Also, where's the loot page?
We don't have a loot page. It is just a case of you had 25 crowns as the bounty. That was it. So each of you got 5. Or we're supposed to get 5.
Yeah, I had to spend one of mine on.
I could have sworn that we had a loot page, considering the
Nope,
on,
just
on the
just
on
the
Excel
shops.
sheet.
Just the shops.
Okay, then Percival has 11.
Alright. So you're dividing it amongst everybody?
Yes.
While you guys are number crunching, I'm gonna run downstairs and put this stuff in the fridge quick.
Well, not really. I'm crunching though.
Yeah, it is plus 5 to money.
Well, can somebody add that? Because I have garlic on my hand.
Well, you should have thought about that before ordering pizza.
Use your toes.
What do I look like? A chimp?
I still love the fact that I have a dagger in my inventory and its description is stabbery.
Stabbery. But anyway, he kind of looks it over, and you see him talk with someone in the ticket booth, and just like, you guys got like a couple bucks on you each? It's like 2.
Got half.
2
Don't
crowns?
worry, we're not bums. I'm a bum, but he's not.
Percival passes 2 crowns over for the ticket.
Alright,
Pete does the same.
I will subtract that from Dark's inventory as well. And each of you are given a ticket. Note, I don't actually know what to call these things because I'm bad at naming things, so just please don't
Ticket?
ask. No, the actual
Ticket
name.
stub?
Not the actual. No, the name of the play. Don't actually ask. I got nothing.
Insert play
Oh,
name
man.
here.
Basically.
Yeah, it's terrible playbill.
The traumatization, the history of Northrun.
Basically.
Just call it the history of Northrun.
Basically,
No, it's
I
a
don't
bit
even-
more than that, actually. Frankly.
For the sake of it.
Yeah, but either
Romance of
way,
the Three Cities. They're done.
Oh my god.
anyway,
It's not a Three Kingdoms reference.
Man fucks an island.
What?
anyway, all of y'all,
Zeus, not again.
all of
Zeus,
you
why?
are given your tickets, and you walk inside, and you see a few people existing inside as well. And you realize, this place is a lot bigger than you actually would have imagined it to be, especially from the outside.
Alright, place your bets. This place inscribed as well.
I mean, that's kind of been what's brought up.
That's Pete just like looks at the party. It's like, alright, place your bets. This place inscribed as well.
Did I add?
I added.
my crown in?
I added the money for you.
Okay, I was gonna say because there's no way I'm at $22, $22.
No, it should
I'm
be
at
at
7.
it should be at 17, bro.
Okay. I was gonna say that did not sound correct.
But either way, you guys look, and there's still maybe about 10 or so minutes before the show actually starts. So, what are you going to do? You have kind of gained a bit of information. But you're
Ursula's
also left in the
gonna
dark.
walk around.
Alrighty.
What'd you say? What'd you say, Ari?
I said you've been given a lot of information, but also you've got a lot of questions.
Yeah,
I know
Ursula-
that if I do anything, Pete's gonna get smacked, so.
Okay, so
Dude, shut up with that. Seriously.
Anyway, go
okay.
on. Dark.
Lots of
Also,
violence between these two today.
So
there's a black line right here.
Hold on. Go on.
So I feel like we should, depending on how this goes, but I still feel like, anyways, we should probably group up with those guys. Our strength in numbers, and
Yes.
I still feel like at some point we should maybe go find Tempest.
Okay, so let me get this straight. You're worried about a play. And if anything, Tempest has already washed his hands of the situation, and it's not going to be smart to try and track him down again. We were sent here for a reason. We need to know what we're looking at first before we even think about allocating what we're doing. For all we know, Tempest could be part of the problem. Not directly, but could be one of the situations leading to what we're looking at. Kid's young, and they mentioned that this problem's only been happening the past couple years.
I mean, yeah, I get that much. And I'm not saying we shouldn't be here. I'm saying that just, we might want to expand our number of allies.
And do what, Satsuki? Strength in numbers, sure, but strength to do what?
Contacts,
and
allies, people who can help us out in a pinch.
Yes. Then why don't we figure out what the pinch is before we start making our plans? We can't just go willy-nilly offering everyone. We were told explicitly not to cause more chaos than we're here to fucking solve.
I said.
So let's take a moment and kind of get a better idea of what we're looking at before we go willy-nilly with our allies, eh?
Tusky's face kind of just says, "The point? You." But she doesn't say it audibly.
Jihei just kind of starts pulling on your sleeve, Pete. And kind of just points, down the hall, maybe we should get going.
Hunter's like, these two are going, I gotta take a shit.
Maybe she could what?
No, Hunter's like, I gotta take a shit. That's literally what he's doing.
But I was saying that Jihei is just pulling on Pete's sleeve and is just pointing down the hall, maybe we should get going.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't have the Roll20 open. I'm just gonna have Pete go ahead and position himself at probably one of the seats.
Alright.
Let's
say this one should be fine.
Is this area populated, or is this the only
No, there are
how
people.
many people?
Maybe a few dozen people.
Okay, so not enough to really get into get a temperature read, because Percival's can, because of his powers, he can get a decent read on temperatures locally.
I mean, it's just kind of average. Like, you're also standing next to both a cooler and, like, one of those areas that they keep food warm because you're literally staring at pizzas.
No, I know. I'm saying, like, locally, like this area, not just over here, but like.
Yeah, it just...
Because again, this place is said to be quote unquote haunted.
Yeah, it's like, for being called haunted, it doesn't feel haunted. You're just like, eh.
Yeah, I've been in a few haunted theaters before, held a few concerts. This one doesn't exactly, ring with, well, spirits of the dead and stuff. But I've been in crowd before.
But as far as you guys can tell, at least those of you over by the concession area, it kind of reminds you of a movie theater. But just like, it's kind of weird how normal it feels. Like, the staff seem normal, the people seem normal, the temperature of the building is
everything seems
weird.
normal.
Yeah, just like, what the hell is going on? But, Pete, since you're the first one to actually go into the area of the theater, you notice that when you walk through the doors, instead of, like, the kind of weird plush carpeting and, like, lights and stuff, you notice that you were, like, standing on, like, a wooden platform and you had to step down kind of into, like, a little area to actually reach the seats.
Interesting.
And the stage in front of you does look to be like a regular wooden stage, but it already has, like, a few backdrop elements already there, and it's kind of very casually lit. Like, you feel like this place is actually going to stay lit up while you're watching whatever's going on.
You know what? No one's in the theater area just yet, right?
There's a couple other people sitting down in various areas.
Is it kind of like communal, like they're just chatting about, like, just before the play starts?
Basically.
Is there anyone on stage?
Nope.
Yes, DJ?
I was thinking to myself, man, he's taking a long time with that shit. Now he's washing his hands.
But, Darky, are you going to join anyone, or are you going to just stand there in the lobby staring at pizza?
Satsuki is going to...
Did you not notice that I moved?
Oh, we're talking Satsuki.
Yeah.
Oh,
I said Satsuki.
I was... Map didn't even load for me. That's weird.
Probably you were... I don't know.
Yeah, it only loaded after I refreshed.
You're just gonna sit in the middle of the nowhere? Alright, so what were you on about, Pete?
I was going to kinda calmly walk along, trying to get, like, an idea of, like, the area from, at least from the position that I'm allowed at.
Alright, there's just
It's like, kind of like,
platform going all around.
Get closer to the stage and kind of, like, examine the stage.
Alright. It's barely even a foot up, and you just see essentially just the backdrop of a traditional stage play. Not exactly sure what the hell's going on. But you do see an entrance to the backstage area kind of tucked behind a little bit of backdrop scenery.
I'm gonna take a look back at the audience. I'm guessing they're just, like, just chatting amongst themselves, not really paying attention.
Yeah.
Alright. Zoomies to that door.
Alright, you zoom to the door and roll me a... Well, roll me a something.
Oh man, something.
That's a fail.
Oh shit, that's a nothing.
Alright, you managed to get basically right here as you slam quite hard into something that makes a soft clang.
I mean, I would have stopped before the doorway, but okay.
No, you just kind of barreled on through because you weren't paying much attention, and you just see something as it just picks you up and oops, didn't want to do that. And it just kind of just puts its hand on your face and picks you up. And next thing you know, Pete, you're over here.
Meow.
You are just walked along and thrown out a side door, and now you're next to the concession stands.
Was it like a wall master?
No.
Did Pete really just rush into the backstage without permission?
You turn around, Pete, and you see the door that says, employees only.
Well, I know exactly what I'm doing in response to that.
Are you trying again?
No, I'm gonna go grab Blake. He led us here. He walked in before us.
You mean, Richter?
I mean, yeah, Richter. Sorry, Green. All I can remember was Green. Okay. We're gonna find Richter and kind of ask around since we're kind of, since I'm kind of curious about other things, not just the play.
Richter is purple.
Alright, I see his green hair.
Yeah, he has green hair.
Richter is purple, man.
Yeah, he's purple, but he's got green hair, so. So you.
Yasuki seems very interested in what Richter's has going on.
It just his hat. Or his weirdness. But,
We're all weird.
Pete, you go out and you see Richter just kind of sitting on the stairs, just kind of staring off, and he's just like, the play's starting soon.
Yeah, my companions are gonna go decide what they see in that play. I more or less care about a couple other things.
He just kind of stares at you.
Listen, they're the ones more competent than me, and I don't do much anyway other than just do a good run, so.
Alright.
They'll figure out what's going on anyway.
He's like, okay, then why are you... What do you want?
I don't know, you're the first person here that either didn't just try to steal something from me or look down upon me because I am, Gee, I don't know why.
What?
Okay.
I got forcibly moved while I was trying to move.
People just see the hat and the goofy little wings on it and decide, hey, this kid's easy to push around.
He's like, oh, you ran into Quincy.
Fun guy. Decent fellow once you know, get your shit back.
I mean...
That's my joke.
I mean, they were part of the club, but then they just kind of stopped attending class and apparently just started being a pickpocket, but anyway. So, what exactly do you want to know?
What's your perspective on everything? You're one of the only few... shit, what's the term for it?
Enchanted.
One of the few enchanted here. I counted... on one hand, not counting us, 5, and then pulls out the other hand because he's like, oh, I forgot more. There's only 10 of y'all that we've met, and we can probably count like an 11th, considering what's... I'm not gonna call him the old man, we're just gonna call him Storm. Over there on his own island.
He goes...
So...
He's like, well... It's like what they said. We kind of had the capabilities of being able to maybe help, but you know, we got other obligations to worry about, and the Guardian's not bothering us, so we're not gonna bother him. It's kind of a give and take, you know?
It's an interesting thing, but what's your perspective as an enchanted? This entire world is weirdly wacky, zany. There are other things that are enchanted much like you, and then they're the regular guys out there, the mundane people of this world, kind of fumbling around confused about what's going on. I know back home I was not exactly the most popular. That might be because of my mild-mannered nature or the fact that I always seem to be focused on something else.
He kind of shrugs it off. He's just like, I live a normal life. It's like, maybe I'll leave town once I graduate. Don't have much interest in taking over this place. And
Now, Richter was the one that did the weird thing with the notepad, right?
no.
Or was that Blake? Because have we seen what Richter can do yet?
You have not seen what Richter can do. But Blake was the one that was doing stuff with the notepad. You're not exactly sure what his power was. It's just that when talking about the Guardian, he was able to create something vaguely animated on paper. But he just kind of goes... Go on.
Good. No, you go ahead.
He goes, I'm one of those people that I don't care much for the powers. Just makes me weird, you know?
No, it's kind of like that too.
I have a. I'm gonna just say this just to get it off my head. I have one guess for what Blake's epithet is.
What?
Flip note.
No.
Oh.
Go on, Pete.
Wasn't until, well, maybe last year of fuck. I gotta think of the term. Secondary school? Is that the British term, I guess?
I think.
I think so.
There's primary school.
Primary
Yeah,
is
it's primary,
elementary.
and then that's elementary, and then I can't remember the term for high school, middle school.
I think secondary is the closest for that.
Yeah. My during my last few years of secondary was really when I started doing stuff with it. Still remember the fact. What?
Okay, hold on. So they refer to the school levels.
Just strictly by year.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Primary school is elementary school. College, high school is high school. And then university is typically referred to our college and university.
Okay.
While years 1 through 13 is from kindergarten all the way to 12th grade.
All right. So then I also say like, during 13th year in school, that was the kind of the time that I started actually doing shit with it.
You're welcome.
It's not something that matters at the end of the day because what's the point of being enchanted when everyone else kind of... What is the point? Everyone's got their own special little abilities. I've stuck with, as I kind of just like fuck around with like a water puddle. I'm stuck around with this. Fairly useless other than if you want to get out of a storm.
He kind of shrugs at it a little. He's just like, well, mine's bad. Like not as bad as, you know, being able to literally just cause a perpetual storm like the Guardian, but mine's a bad power. I don't use it.
It's fine. I've heard reports of those enchanted that are literally as fragile as a pane of glass, or just as dumb as a sack of rocks. So,
Well, no, I mean mine's
More like a bag of sand.
He's like, mine's bad because I can make things worse. Like, he kind of
Jinx?
Nope. He kind of...
No, I'm just... That wasn't even... That was like both the guess and the kind of like... So you can kind of jinx things?
Sorta. Like, do the ball of water thing again.
Alright, I just start doing it.
And he tells you to kind of throw it at the ground.
Okay.
And as you throw it and it's just about hits the ground, it just... The force of it multiplies and it leaves... It basically just kind of cracks the cobble underneath it, I can do that. I can take powers and amplify it. So it just makes things worse.
I think you're thinking about it in the wrong way. You're just seeing the destructive aspect, but like you said, you amplify things. You aren't. How do I explain this? Your power alone can lead to bad things, but it's your choice when to use it. So let's say, oh no, there's a crack in the concrete, but I don't know. Let's say, oh, I still have the dirty coke. Let's say
What?
I still have the dirty coke, the coke with dirt in it.
Yeah, the coke with dirt in it. Go on.
As I kind of like slowly like move it out of the bottle, it's like if you were to amplify this or something like this, you can increase its positive properties. It's a matter of perspective, and yeah, I had to learn that the hard way.
I mean, yeah, but I've been trying to do it with like stuff that's kind of good. Like Yasuki, she's good at making things sharp, and I've tried helping her with that before, but she's just ended up cutting herself. And let's not speak about the pudding incident at school, as he just kind of ducks his head.
Just like see a small chuckles. Is your pudding incident as bad as causing a little typhoon in the cafeteria? So much cream corn.
There.
What?
Typhoon of cream corn.
What? That sounds awesome yet horrifying.
He kind of goes.
That sounds like a waste of corn.
He just kind of goes. Well, let's just say the union was full of caramel pudding.
Concern.
I'm back. Internet cut out.
Don't worry. You just missed him saying that the union was full of caramel pudding.
That honestly sounds like a much more. It sounds like a much better day than what I had. But like I said,
it was very
like,
sticky.
I'm guessing from what's her name?
Rizome is pudding.
Yes, I know. I forgot her name.
All I can say is just gotta keep going at it, and maybe your ways of helping people aren't the direct way. I don't know. I mean, I'm still suffering from backlash because even though my pops held up for me, there's still a couple at the station back home that still think me nothing is a delinquent. And I'm stuck here with one of them.
He kind of shrugs it off. It's like, I don't know. I'd rather just keep it quiet, so to speak, because the power is all weird association and stuff, and just like I can't think of any way to make it work. So appreciate the concern, but I'll be fine.
I'm sorry.
I'll tell you what. It's getting late. They're gonna go watch their show and enjoy it, and maybe find something interesting out. How about we go below this popsicle stand? Go find something else to do.
Sure. I guess.
You already said you don't like hanging around here.
Alright. We will deal with that later. Question mark. Those of you inside, you are presented with something that you weren't sure what to expect. As you are kind of notified that the play is about to begin, you see what appears to be one of the actors step forth. And you are expecting another of these weird, not quite elven creatures that seem to be populating this particular land. But instead, you are greeted with this lady.
She looks very Japanese.
Very Very much so.
Is her epithet Karakuri?
Ooh, good idea. wait, is it actually?
DJ, I will give you the proficiency because she is associated with the epithet Karakuri.
How did you get that just from looking at her?
Yu-Gi-Oh, motherfucker!
Oh god, I just noticed her arms. I just noticed her arms. The worst part is I know what Karakuris are. I've known since before.
I'm gonna take a victory lap! Continue on,
God
I
damn
can
it.
still hear you! Whoa!
I'm actually kind of mad that you got that immediately.
But continuing on, she is more or less kind of the narrator for the briefest moment, explaining that this is a very dramatic tale of kind of how Northrun was able to prosper, as it were, but told in a style foreign to this land. And you see, as the play continues on, there are other actors that, much like the first one, are also appearing to be somewhat robotic. And they act out the play, starting off with what appears to be a group coming supposedly by sea, as there's music and sound effects. And they come to what appears to be the forest, and they are greeted by a man that is older and grizzled. And there seems to be conflict between the two parties, as he explains that the entire island is for him and him alone. But one of these men, appearing to be the captain, more or less tries to barter with this man. And there are some discussions, but what appears to be the Guardian more or less comes up with some sort of game, or at least some sort of challenge. If they are able to reach him at the center of the island through his storms, he will be willing to talk. And the captain agrees, and he promises that he will do it alone, just to kind of adhere to this idea of solitude from the Guardian. And the play progresses as the captain prepares himself a very small vessel, just made for him, and with the utmost confidence he is able to brave this massive storm that even those that are supposed to be the local peoples explain that they have never been able to cross through a deadly storm like this. But once he reaches the other side, the Guardian himself is stunned, and he asks, "How did you manage to get through my challenge?" And the captain explains that he had the confidence, as he has this artifact that is said to be able to guide him through even the worst weather. And the two of them discuss the terms that Percy is now aware of, is the agreement that they will build their civilization, but they must revere the Guardian and let him continue as he does now with his hunts. But he also promises that his heir will also be bound by this contract, that he will have his abilities to hunt as he pleases, but they will try and avoid each other. And this is because at first the Guardian was going to send the man away, outraged that there was even someone who dared get through his challenge. But the lady that was the narrator at first also seems to act as a mediary, explaining that not all the people are bad, and there is some merit to being able to discuss amongst them. And she seems to be caring and motherly. And she explains that she will make sure that their contract is abided. But if something were to go wrong, they must have the Guardian stay at his center island. More or less just saying that if the Guardian ever secludes himself, someone must brave his challenge once more. And overall, the play is very simple, a bit dramatized, of course, but it's more just a basic history lesson, as you would expect.
Add a character. We gotta play a Song of Storm.
Yeah, I'm looking at everything, but to answer the question.
No, it's the Wind Waker.
I was gonna say, to answer out of question, the artifact itself, or out of character, more or less. The artifact is some sort of compass, some sort of sea compass.
Ah, so
Where's the Wayfinder?
So it's the Black Pearl.
But
so many references. I'm on a roll.
Well, but
what's Snowy?
Oh, it's the compass that doesn't point north.
But more or less, that is your briefest history lesson and kind of explaining, for those of you that are not Percy, and I guess Pete, why the agreement with the Guardian exists.
Yeah. Oh, so where's Snowy?
Excellent question. You probably went to go off do something.
I'm half doing homework, half listening, and that's why I had Pete kind of step away, because I do want to do my own thing in this campaign.
That is fair.
Session.
That's fine.
That
I was wondering where you were. I thought you died. or fell in the toilet.
But for the rest of
y'all, the toilet.
You now have more or less your information and kind of a few more answers than you at least started with. It's still kind of weird that this theater is run by essentially weird automatons, but at least that one guy did say, hey, this place is kind of haunted. But now you're also going, oh, that's why it's haunted.
The ghost in the shell.
But at that point, after the play, all of y'all kind of leave the main theater area and are just kind of hanging out now. Going like, what the fuck?
Well, that answers a few questions, but raises a few more.
Well, we know what we need to do, but the matter of is, where the hell's that?
Well, provided that the guy who originally had it, didn't take it to his grave or something.
Well, we don't know that.
No, I mean, provided he didn't, my best guess would be a shrine, a museum, maybe somewhere at that university. I don't know.
Well, the thing is, at the same time, the books I read didn't mention anything about the compass, just the terms of the agreement. So that was probably something omitted from the history books.
But what about the name of his ship?
There was nothing mentioning the quote unquote challenge that the old man of storms gave to the people, and someone actually decided to call his bluff. It was just a matter of the people settled, the old man came around and was messing things up, they came to the agreement. That was really it. So
we're still missing one or two pieces of the puzzle.
Essentially.
Like I said, what about the captain's name of his ship? Happen to know that offhand?
Well, for Percy, no, that never came up.
Yeah, exactly.
A captain's most prized possession. Well, if you get the captain's name and or the name of his ship, we might be able to track this down a little easier.
I mean, here's the thing. He has a point.
Fortunately, we don't. But also, it could just the matter be. It could have just been any old rowboat or a small sailboat. We don't know because he did it by himself. And
Not talking about the rowboat, talking about his actual
ship.
The ship that came to the island initially.
then, I mean, we could take a look at other. Take a look at other historical logs, but considering how much of this is surrounding the old man, and we are acquainted with someone related to him. I was thinking about going back out to find the kid.
Not a terrible idea.
I'll be right back. I gotta go let the dog in.
Honestly, part of me is kind of curious if those six might maybe know the name of the ship, or at bare minimum, maybe they. I mean, it wouldn't hurt to ask if they know anything about the compass.
If they knew something about the compass, then they probably wouldn't be asking us for help at this point. Probably would just said, "Hey, here's the artifact."
Yeah, that's a good point.
But they might know the name that we're looking for.
If we can find the name of the ship, we might get some kind of lead. I don't know. I'm kind of with Percy. I feel like maybe it might not be a bad idea to talk to Tempest.
No, I'm not disagreeing.
It feels like we've gotten one lead, but now our only other one is trying to figure out what the name of his ship was. There's no guarantee that will even take us anywhere.
Nope, but as a captain's most prized possession, usually you find the ship, you find the rest of his treasure.
I mean, yeah, I guess.
So, if we find his ship docked somewhere, or say in a museum style, we can probably find said compass in there.
Well, unless it's a museum ship, I don't know if we're going to be finding it. Because I get the feeling this didn't exactly happen, a couple years back.
No. But if it is a museum piece, then of course they're going to leave everything in place. Just gotta try. But I'm guessing the ship wouldn't be in Northrun. I'm guessing we're going to have to take a couple days travel to get closer to some sort of shipyard where this place would have been docked at some point.
Yeah, probably.
You guys kind of note that amongst your discussions that one, Jihei is just kind of standing awkwardly staring at you guys, and that there is no Pete in sight.
Jihei, is everything... Oh, God, where'd Pete go?
Uh-oh, the translator's gone. By the way, I watched Comey.
Okay, one, how was it?
Passable.
Good enough. Also, second...
It's cute, but not my genre.
Nah, I can get that. I hear fantastic things, but yeah, no offense, Mistiv, it doesn't seem like, be your cup of juice.
Where's my Akira at?
Also, second, can I say, my God, Ari, I really hope that you use these designs for something else later on, besides just this campaign, because these are strong-ass designs across the board.
Oh, for the characters?
Yeah. Like, I looked back at the picture you posted, and I kind of realized, wow, I like the designs of each of them.
Well, one, thank you. Two, it's just kind of a case of, it's just a good way of practicing character design.
I mean, that's basically what I did early on. That's pretty much why Iron Maidens exist, because Remember, literally everyone but Charlotte and Midori of the main cast just started out being a drawing model.
Yeah, kind of, while we're waiting for DJ to get back and kind of go over some plans. Some fun facts for some names is Brand suggested the names for Rizome and Yasuki.
So what inspired the names of the other four?
Blanks is because it's supposed to be gender ambiguous. Shion is because, well, I realized that her character design just reminds me of Shion Azuki from Xenoblade Saga. And then Carnelian is just like, well, might as well just have a character named that because I made the joke that was supposed to be Tempest's name at one point.
And what about Richter?
That's connected to his epithet.
It's a Belmont.
Oh.
Richter scale.
But
Yeah, that I realized that's why it was going. Oh.
Faraway DJ is correct.
Does it mean does he get another point of proficiency?
No, because he didn't name the epithet. He just mentioned the Richter scale.
His epithet. Wait, no. It wouldn't be. His epithet wouldn't be named Richter. Yeah, you know, I'm assuming we get like 1 or 2 guesses per.
Amplitude.
I was gonna say.
Amplifies. He's the Richter scale. He's epithet's amplitude.
It goes to Mistiv.
Yay.
Didn't even get a chance.
No, wait. It doesn't measure. I mean, I guess it measures.
Richter scales are used to quantify measure of earthquake's magnitude.
Yeah.
I was.
All right. Whatever.
Amplitude, I was definitely on board for you because the first thing that came to my mind was something.
No, because amplitude is my logic here was amplitude because Richter scales don't just measure the magnitude of earthquakes; it measures the amplitude of waves.
But okay, go on first.
So my legit logic was, it's not just doing physical things; he can amplify anything. Amplify amplitude there.
My first thought was gonna be, Quake.
I mean, you would have been on the right angle with that, but bear this in mind for you guys that I rolled up their epithets first.
Oh no, I know
Then
you rolled
up
up their epithets first. I'm just like, I'm just at least trying to explain my thought process there.
Yeah,
I agree with it.
No, amplitude was good because he did directly use that word. He did avoid actually telling you what it was.
Amplify.
Because
I didn't. I think I was too focused trying to get back to math to the next plot point that I didn't hear amplitude. All right, fuck it.
I mean, that's
don't just say that.
Yeah, remember. But yeah, I had to go a little bit working backwards, and it's just like, okay, so here's their epithet. How do
It's really clever.
Yeah,
Also, Ari, I'm not sure if you heard but Shion's my favorite.
Thanks.
I like redheads.
Yeah, but alright, so like I said, for before you disappeared, DJ, or kind of as you did, you guys note that there is no Pete.
Yeah, no Mr. Pete. No Pete.
So you just have a very awkward Jihei standing around.
Yeah, Mistiv. You might want to bump up your proficiency on your sheet.
Yep, you
I will do that later.
Okie-dokie. Just as long as you remember.
Did anyone see where the kid went?
Last I saw, he went towards the backstage and never returned. He's still back there.
Jihei kind of looks at the door that Hunter's going towards.
He's gonna knock.
You receive no answer.
Hello, we're looking for a lost child. Is he back there?
You still receive no answer. It is just an employee-only door.
I have sugar in a drink.
Nope.
All right,
Nope, guess he's not
Kool-Aid
back
Man.
Oh, he's not back there.
Sasuke kind of just rubs her face. GA, do you have any idea where he went?
She shrugs.
Okay, second question. Is it normal? You've known him longer than any of us? Is it normal to, feel like he needs a tracking device?
She just nods.
Ari, was the
Okay.
misprint on the label of my token up on purpose?
No. I just
Joke
copied.
continues.
Yeah, I just copied it. So if it was there before, it was just there.
The joke
Okay, I don't-
continues.
Okay, but I don't feel so bad about not knowing that I'm not the only one who feels like that.
Hunter's gonna jokingly ask Jake if he knows where he went.
He, in basically kangaroo rat squeaking, you understand him to say, he's just gone.
He gone.
Wow, that's the clearest I've ever understood you.
It just for a moment, it's like he gone.
Basically.
You're getting better at this communicating with people, damn.
Oh god, he's turning into meow.
He just folds his little mouse arms and nods.
That's some attitude, good boy. I'm gonna rub his head just a little bit. Rub his head with one of my fingers.
But, first
Wait,
thing,
is Jihei and Pete Jesse and James?
Oh my god.
then who's the Wobbuffet?
Looks at Percy.
No, I
No.
feel like I feel like your Hunter would have to be Giovanni, and I don't want to say that Percy and Satsy are Butch and Cassidy because I
was about to
respect them
suggest
way
that
too
those
much.
two are Butch and Cassidy.
Yeah, but Butch and Cassidy suck.
Wait, why did I get big bad guy status?
Because you're the one with the mouse.
He's my buddy.
But,
Well,
Percy, as
we
you
could be
decide that you
why are
are...
we talking about Team Rocket?
I don't know. Percy, as you decide that maybe we should
Yeah,
either find
that's right.
Pete or figure out the next plan of action, you check your phone and realize, holy shit, it's almost 11 o'clock. That play was long.
We need
All
to
How about we
find a
split
place.
up?
Yeah.
All right, you guys go check outside. I'll go check the bathrooms.
Well, I was going to say, dog.
Pork.
Some of us should find a place to sleep for the night, and take Jihei with them, and the rest of us go and find Pete.
Well, it appears that the hunter has already left the room. Who
He's gonna
will
take another
accompany the
shit.
G?
And he's gonna take a piss break because I get the same way after I watch a movie.
But who will
Speaking
escort
of-
the Jihei?
Jihei.
First, I was going to track down Pete.
Alright. Are you ready to join back up with us, Snowy?
Yeah.
Alright. So I will say that Satsuki, you end up taking Jihei to what appears to be some equivalency of a hotel back in the main part of town. And I'm just gonna lay eyes over here. And you guys kind of all manage to group back up after Percy. You find Pete hanging out with Richter just at some random restaurant over by the market district.
He just walks up to him and is like, well, there you are.
Hey, officer.
Just like, oh, did you find what you were looking for?
Well, the play mentioned something that the history books didn't, and I honestly hope that that's more fact than fiction, but it's a lead.
That's good. What are you guys gonna do then?
We're probably going. Honestly, the best bet is to either find the boat of dead captain and see if we can get any clues from there. But the best bet is probably to find the kid out in the woods again.
Richter kind of looks like he thinks for a moment. He's like, well, probably the best place to look in terms of checking any sort of docks or anything is probably going to be either Haverberry or Ravenshore. Those are some of the other islands to the south of here. But no guarantee you'll find anything there.
Yeah, exactly. It's just one of the things that we need to do. But personally, I think our best bet is finding the kid.
You kind of see Richter kind of look out towards the sky a little bit, and you kind of follow his gaze, and you guys do see kind of a bit of a storm brewing kind of towards the northwest area of town. You'll probably be long gone from that area by morning. Tracking him down is at least easy.
I don't need much sleep. You need me to go ahead and run by him and see if I can get anything out of him, Percy.
I've pulled all-nighters before, kid. I can do this.
You sure? Remember, he's kind of a speedy boy. That's why I was offering my assistance. Probably the only one that can probably keep up pace with him.
If you want to do that, go ahead. I'll be behind you.
Victor, it was great talking with you. Hopefully we can speak again soon before I have to go back to my probation. See you soon.
Probation.
As
He just kind of waves you off.
just basically the second, just the wave off is missed as Pete's already gone.
Alright, Percy, are you gonna tell the others where you're going? Hello?
Honestly, yeah, he's going to find the same semblance of a hotel, but before that, he's gonna wish Richter a good night, and jokingly stay out of trouble.
He just kind of tips his hat to you a little bit. But you meet up with the others at the hotel, and you notice a distinct lack of a Jihei, and it is explained to you that she has gone straight into the room to hide.
She's like an anxiety-driven chihuahua.
I feel like that's an insult to Jihei, but I get what you mean.
She's not Hispanic.
I think she just needs a hug.
She's not Hispanic, Dark. How would that be an insult?
I think, as in the anxiety, or that
No,
she's
as
a
in
little
the
yippy
Chihuahua.
dog.
You're calling her a chihuahua. How rude.
Yeah. Remember, I hate Chihuahuas.
Anyways,
You're biased.
She's just a butterfly that hasn't come out the cocoon yet.
Gesundheit.
How? That one actually hurt a little bit.
Oof.
You good, man?
Yeah, I'm good.
So, do you explain where Pete has gone?
I found the perfect gift that explains what GA fucking did.
So, well, Pete.
Surprised you're still using the pandas.
Because he likes the panda.
We're not going into that, Mistiv.
I had to read about it to find out what was going on.
Anyway, changing the subject, will you
Mime
explain
noises?
the Pete,
Mime noises.
Yo.
who is not here?
Yo, I'm still here. I'm still running.
No, I mean as in with the group.
Yeah.
Pete's off supersonic racing.
I'm leaving.
I got nothing.
I was gonna say, I'm leaving it to Percy to explain the situation.
Basically, Pete's gone off to find the kid in the forest, which we were given a bit of an indicator of where he is. Said that storm clouds tend to follow him wherever he goes, so Pete zoomed off to the northwest, you said?
Yes.
So the one that got him all riled up the first time, you sent him off by himself.
It was because we were told he doesn't stay in the same place for too long.
I mean, it is also 11 o'clock at night ish. Looks at his watch. Probably would have been better in the morning, but you know what? Too late to stop him. We'll see what happens.
So, Percy, what are you going to do? 'Cause you can
Thank you.
He's since it is well late and he doesn't have a means of vision, he's probably just gonna go like right here or so, or whichever exit that Pete left from, and chill there for the next like hour or so.
Either this one or that one, because
That's
northwest.
Well, you know, I was west. I'm
I was
getting
gonna
my
say,
left and right.
that is east.
That's West.
That's
It's
west.
West, Patrick.
We're going north.
All right, Pete, you
Yo.
are running through the forest, getting closer to the storm cloud, and you do in fact hear the sound of thunder, and it is literally shaking the goddamn trees.
At this rate, since it's starting to shake stuff, I'm gonna start doing the. I'm gonna start transferring from feet running to basically gliding off groundwater,
All right,
trying to build up some more speed.
roll me a speed test.
It's a 16.
So far, you aren't finding anything. You hear the rumbles, but you're not finding anything. You're not even finding any, like, trace lightning. Seems that he is outrunning you for now.
All right, I'm just gonna keep running and following the sound.
Alright. You kinda keep running for about good couple so minutes as you hear, like, another loud clap of thunder. And you see kind of a bit of a scorch mark on the bark of a tree. So you know you're in the right direction. Looks fresh. Roll me another test.
Nope.
Yep, you're still being avoided. You're starting to see some of the signs that you're getting close, but so far, nothing. And for a guy who seems to have some control of lightning, you are surprised by the distinct lack of fire. But so far, it's
Well,
just...
if I'm not catching up to him, I might as well still continue to follow him.
Yeah. And as you get closer, it does start raining a bit, giving you a bit more maneuverability as there's more water around for you to kind of gravitate to. Alright, one more test, Snowy.
Yep, nope, I'm getting nothing out of this.
Nope.
Been rolling shit all day.
You kind of keep going around, but eventually you just kind of realize you've been more or less running in circles as you're starting to see that same scorched tree every once in a while, and it just seems like the rumbles are just going around you.
How far west am I? I probably have been trying to keep up with how far west I am.
Comparatively to the city and a normal person's pace, you're maybe about an hour's way out. For you, maybe a few minutes, but if anyone else was trying to catch you, it would take them an hour.
I'm gonna stop at the scorched tree.
Alright.
I'm going to, like, stare at it, turn completely 180, and I'm going to start running to the shoreline near the lake in the middle of the continent.
Alright. What's your plan?
I'm going to see what I can get my eyes on when I hit the shoreline.
Alright. As you kind of end up getting closer to the shoreline, the rain starts getting heavier, and you're hearing a little less thunder, but the wind is picking up. And part of you even feels like the wind may actually carry you off the ground if you're not careful. Like, the wind is blowing the rain nearly sideways. And at the shoreline of the lake, it looks rough to traverse. The waves are crashing against the shoreline, and you do see some wreckages of ships nearby, and occasionally you see some fish being literally hurled out of the water.
Wait, wreckages
God, a
of
fish
ships?
tornado.
Like minor, like small boats.
Like dinghies.
But that's the thing.
You have been told people have tried
Yeah.
sailing through it before.
Whitewater rafting time. Let's go.
But wait, when Percival came back, he mentioned something about something on someone's ship.
Are you going to roll to investigate ship?
How far out from the rocky shoreline is it?
This is literally on the shore. Like it's smashed to pieces and just driftwood scattered on the shore.
I'm going to skitter off some of like the water that I can grab off the rocks and kind of see if I can get closer to some of the slightly more whole portions of the shipwreck.
Roll me to see if you find any whole portions of ship.
Nope.
No, this thing looks like it's literally been smashed to pieces. Like, you wouldn't be able to tell the front part of the ship from the back part of the ship.
So I'll just stop today because I'm not rolling anything. But I'm stubborn.
You had some good rolls. Don't put yourself down yet.
I've had like maybe one.
You had a 19 and a
two.
16.
Yeah,
It's two things that are above the 10, but like that's
And you had an 18
really bad
and
ratio.
You've had a few good rolls back at the beginning.
that is
but-
bad
I didn't
ratio.
even had to roll for anything.
Because you and I have done literally nothing but talk.
I mean,
We
sometimes
kinda
that's how it
have.
is. What are you doing, boy?
All right. I'm going to follow the shards of wood down to. Give me a sec.
Right. Sometimes there will be points though that if you're not doing anything that I feel you need to roll for, you're not going to be rolling a lot.
Yeah, fair.
And a lot of these early sessions have mostly just been talking. So
I'm
And also roll 20 stuff.
I'm going to follow the shoreline where the wreckages of these ships are, and see if I can find where this lake is kind of leading out farther out, probably farther south.
alright. You kind of start following the shoreline, and you're kind of starting to head back in the general direction of town, more or less. And so far, you're just kind of seeing more broken driftwood and bits and pieces that you're not exactly sure what it ever would have been, and you even look out on the horizon to see if you can catch even the slightest glimpse of the land on the other side, and it's just a wall of water just between you and whatever's out there. But you're mostly just following the driftwood. Roll me one more check.
It's a success? Question mark.
You kind of continue following it out, and eventually you seem to find something that looks like it ran ashore and has survived a majority of the brunt of the force of the waves as of late. And just looks like a very small, kind of not quite passenger ship, but it's also, it looks like it was mostly for storing like small amounts of cargo, or at least some sort of fishing boat.
I'm gonna try to approach it.
Alright. You get closer to it, and yeah, it looks like a majority of the front of it is still mostly together, and a little bit of the construction under the main deck. But it doesn't look like they're going.
Part trying to get out of the storm, part wanting to investigate. I'm gonna see if I can get into it.
Alright. It's big enough and mostly intact enough that you're able to kind of crawl in, and the place is somewhat flooded from all the rain, but you're not being rained on at the moment. And roll me to see if you find anything of interest.
That's a 13, a very unlucky 13.
Alright, you kind of scope around a little bit, and you do eventually find what appears to be some sort of, like, crate. Not like a crate that you would stuff, like, important things in, but, like, more like a trunk, I think is the word I was looking for. Looks
Okay.
like it's mostly intact and only slightly weathered, and thankfully not guarded by any angry crabs.
I'm going to pop it open.
Alright. You pop it open, and you see what appears to be some somewhat waterlogged documents. Looks like it wasn't too well sealed.
I'm gonna try and pull as much water as I can without smearing the ink any worse, and see if I can try to make this legible.
Alright. Roll
So
me
rolling.
water.
19!
Alright. Kind of forming like a bubble of water to kind of prevent more rain from getting in. You manage to kind of take the water from the pages and kind of maneuver it in such a way to kind of preserve as much writing as you can, but kind of dry them off as best as you can. And as far as you can see, this was more or less just kind of some sort of minor transport of goods. There apparently used to be, well, various things that needed to be shipped from somewhere else all the way here. Looks like it came from a place called Windwell?
Let me check something real quick.
Mm-hmm.
He, like, kind of going back in his head, like, trying to remember where he's been on the island.
You haven't been anywhere named Windwell. You remember that much.
But I'm trying to, like, think of the map, and I think it was north of North Run? Yeah, north of North Run, how funny.
Yes,
So,
North Run, in the south.
Yeah. I'll take a mental note of that.
Alright.
And
Anything
then kind
else?
of just... was there a manifest of sorts? A ship manifest?
What exactly is that?
List of what was being shipped.
You do seem to see that amongst the documents, but some of it is kind of still a little soaked, and you don't want to be shuffling pages too much for fear of what little water remains kind of splitting the paper apart.
Yeah.
So you stuff it in your bag for now, knowing it'll stay dry in there.
Then I hop out of the ship and kind of start making my way back to North Run.
Oh, right.
More of like a swift jog instead of a full-out sprint this time.
All
You know what I've always wondered, guys?
Hmm?
What would happen if Pete mailed something to himself?
Is that the kind of stuff you think about?
When I'm bored, yes.
Alright.
I've been doing almost nothing this investigation.
Alright. I will say as Pete jogs back, the rest of y'all, or at least, I'd say that Pete ends up meeting up with Percy at the town gate, actually the one they first came in through, and y'all head back to the hotel to kind of discuss whatever you found. And you enter the room, Pete. You are soaking wet, still, and you see Satsuki and Hunter just chilling out, and you are not sure where Jihei is, but you know she's probably hiding.
Probably in the bathroom.
Just kind of open up a window and like flick my arm as like literally all the water on me just like flies out the window, probably hitting some poor sod trying to run home.
You give a nice power wash to a very indistinct part of the brickwork of the building next door. There's
So
just
Gotta
that's
love
what
the
that brick
view.
look-
there's
So
now just
that's what that brick looks like.
so now there is just one very specifically clean part of the wall there, and it's gonna be really weird.
I was wondering where we were playing Power Wash Simulator.
Oh, that was a flat load of nothing.
No luck.
You couldn't find him?
Kid was gone before I could even try to get to him. I followed the thunder as far as I could, and then took a detour to the shoreline to see what's across the lake. Big ol' waves. Nothing I could run through.
Well, it was worth a shot.
I
We're
did
just
note
gonna-
that there was a lot of shipwrecks leading up into what the fuck's the place? Wind something? I don't know. I'll have to look at a map to double check. Windbell? No. Maybe? Yeah.
Did you find anything in them?
A bunch of wet documents that are gonna be a pain in the ass to try and salvage.
Just let them out. Just let them sit and dry out, and leave a light over them so we don't get mildew.
Okay.
Like if anything, Percival would know this shit.
Yep.
Yeah, maybe if we're lucky we'll get something from them, but...
It's
I'm
just
gonna
a
check
ship
my bag to
manifest.
see if we have any clips.
It's just a ship manifest and a couple logs.
Well, any lead's better than nothing.
Do I have clips?
Do you have what, Mistiv?
Clips.
Clips. Roll for clips.
You know how the dark rooms work with old Polaroid pictures?
Oh. Roll me magic pouch pocket.
Successful magic pouch pocket.
You managed to find a completely unopened bag of clothespins.
Sweet, let's get these dried out.
Is there a string?
No, I'm just gonna go into the bathroom. Hopefully Jihei's not in there using it.
There is no Jihei in the bathroom. At this point, you're convinced she's under the bed.
That's fine with me. I'm gonna go over towards the...
Someone's gonna look under the bed. Is there a GA?
You see a Jihei just playing on her game system in the fetal position.
well, you might as well get
I will
comfortable.
leave her there for now.
Well, you might as well get comfortable, because... We don't know the name of the ship, we don't know where the compass is, we can't find Tempest.
Is there a shower in here with said shower curtain?
There does appear to be a shower with a shower curtain somehow. Like with how weird this place is, you are somewhat surprised that it is a curtain.
Alright, I'm gonna remove the curtain in the shower. I'm gonna hook it up so one side of the curtain's basically just draped over, and then the other side's going to be used to hold the pieces of paper up.
Alright, you just start clipping a bunch of papers, and you hope that this is going to work. Because you can kind of see that some of the writing has kind of run away.
I can't catch it, it's too fast. Well, it's dripping into the bathtub now, so at least we won't make a mess.
Until you have to wash ink out of the tub.
Hey, we're in a hotel, it's for the maid service.
But after you finish your job of clothespinning a bunch of wet documents to a shower curtain, you return to the main room. What will you do?
I'll actually be right back. I gotta get food.
We'll probably end here in a second, so don't worry.
Yeah. Honestly, I feel like we just gotta wait for the papers to dry because we literally have no other lead.
Yeah.
I was
no.
mostly asking in case there was anything y'all wanted to specifically discuss amongst yourselves.
Yeah.
He's just gonna flop onto the floor and slide under the bed with Jihei going, just like kind of defeated after today.
There is now just a giant peat-shaped wet spot on the floor.
The water is off. The water was flung off him. And used
It
the
was
power
flung
launch.
off the peat, not his clothes.
Ah, shit, you're right.
And he just moves to the side like a Roomba, going back in its stock.
More like a
I'm
rolling
sorry.
log.
No, it wasn't. No, not even a rolling log. It just plops on the floor. That's how I imagined it.
I mean, yeah.
Why do we have children under the bed?
They're not going to do anything.
Fuck you, mate. You just hear muffled under the bed.
I mean,
Yeah. Well.
Well, I'm not asking because I'm expecting him to do something. I'm just
you're
very
just like,
confused.
why are they under the bed? I mean, to be fair, you don't know what Jihei's deal is. She just ducked under the bed as soon as you...
Now we know what her deal is. She's scared shitless without Pete around.
Yeah.
Even with Pete around, she seems to be scared shitless.
Only slightly less.
I mean, we got her to talk to us like twice, so I call that a moral victory.
But, alas, you now have one more
Wet paper.
clue? Yeah, you have wet paper that may or may not contain a clue for what's going on, and you do know at least what you're looking for.
Well, hopefully this gives us some kind of clue, because otherwise, I hate to say it, but I think we are SOL.
For now. For now. If you want to end it off here, I'll be back because if you want to end it off here, you can because I'm gonna go downstairs and get my food.
Yeah, I was gonna say, all things considered, this is more or less where we can just leave it off because I more or less wanted this session to be y'all kind of actually getting into the main idea of how are we going to solve the issue that is in front of us.
Yeah.
So, next time...
I still can't believe I just immediately saw that character, that random ass lady immediately figured out her epithet.
I mean, technically that
Called
is...
hacks.
I was gonna say, technically that is the epithet of the theater you went to. But, yes.
Wait,
All...
the theater is
Yeah,
inscribed?
the theater's inscribed. We already discussed this.
It's haunted.
He already made note of this.
The entire theater was...
He's apparently really good at recognizing inscribed things, but
Yeah,
not
it was
good at identifying
it was
them.
described as haunted, but there were no ghosts, just robots. So
Remember,
I
last
didn't-
session he figured out that a fairy
okay,
ring
I
was
missed-
inscribed.
I missed the just robots part.
Yeah.
I heard it was haunted, just not
Yeah,
the
same.
and just robots.
well that
So
was
I thought that was just a regular person, which is robotic, which is Karakuri type arms. But no, it's an actual Karakuri person.
yeah, that is the joke. That it
I'm
just
sorry.
weird.
I'm sorry. I need to post this.
crap.
No.
But next
Robots.
time, which will possibly don't actually know.
24th.
Be the end of the month. We should have another of these, and it'll be y'all actually starting on your journey to figuring out where the hell this compass is. Because you're gonna
Yeah.
need it. Because even Pete can't weather that storm.
But Kenny Nene. I'm sorry, Snowy, I had to.
But I hope you enjoyed the game, and we will see you all not this Tuesday for Terraria because I'll be out of town, but possibly
Okay,
this.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, this DJ, I actually did tell you.
Oh.
This coming Sunday for more Xeno
Right.
Archive. But until then, we will.
But wait, Ari, wait, isn't next Sunday Easter?
That doesn't stop my plans. We'll see you.